Hi, welcome to Munro Live. I'm Paul Turnbull. Here we're in the middle of a teardown of the Grand Highlander from Toyota. We've taken out the powertrain, and we're going to have a look at that in just a second. Got the high voltage cable leading from the engine towards the battery, and I wanted to show you the battery on this. Fantastic three-row vehicle. Toyota's had great success with the Grand Highlander. Underneath the rear seat is where the battery is, and it's a relatively small battery, only 1 kilowatt hour of battery storage. It doesn't have electric range. It just does, as soon as you hit about 30 miles an hour, the engines kick on and keep the battery charged. But anytime you have a surge of power necessary or you're doing regen, the battery is there to assist. Next to the battery is an inverter that powers the rear drive unit. So the orange cable going off into the floor is the cable that goes to the rear drive unit. And on these two sides, these black components on the two sides are cooling fans for air cooling for this system. So a minimum of plumbing for the cooling of the system, the battery system. So it's small, lightweight, minimum cost for the battery system. This is the engine and transmission. So we have a 4-cylinder engine, and the Toyota hybrid system. On the side here, we've got 2 motors here and here. This would be what's called the A motor and the B motor. This motor here it's a pretty powerful motor that's able to provide extra torque to the wheels. So it feels like a V6, a powerful V6 at that, but you only have a 4-cylinder. You get the fuel economy of a 4-cylinder with the power of a V6. Because of the assistance of this motor, the A motor helps keep the engine operating at its optimal speed and torque range for every driving condition. It acts as a transmission, a continuously variable transmission, to always keep the engine operating at its most efficient operating point. So that's how you get the great fuel economy from this system with a Toyota hybrid system. On top of that is the 2 inverters. There are 6 wires here that go to the 2 motors. So there are 2 inverters inside this box, as well as all of the power electronics for the system sitting on top of the all packaged within the engine compartment. In addition to the engine and the motor up front, there's another motor, a rear motor in the rear. And in keeping with Toyota's simplicity theme, this motor has actually no cooling whatsoever. So there's no water plumbing, there's no oil coming in, all completely self-contained. So in order to do this kind of no cooling arrangement and simplifying the integration of the motor, you have to do that. Number one, have an extremely efficient motor so you're not generating the heat in the first place. And number two, you only use the motor when you really need it. So when the customer gives a max pedal acceleration command, this motor will kick in and deliver extra torque so the vehicle jumps like it should. But then as soon as you back off on the accelerator, this motor will shut off and cool back off. If it ever detects wheel slip, then this motor kicks in to help manage the traction of the vehicle. So intermittent duty, 0 cooling, lowest cost. Look, Toyota's been doing hybrids for 20 plus years, 25 years, and they've been making profit at it for a long time. So if you're in the auto business and you're not analyzing and tearing down and benchmarking Toyota, you are missing something, because these guys have known how to do it. They've been knowing how to do it for quite a while. So this is how it should be done, minimizing the cost, giving the customer what they need without putting extra cost into the system. So you, as an automaker, make money.